Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing something a little bit different. Now, a couple weeks ago I did a sweep with a shiny Scolipede, and in the comment section for that video a lot of people expressed wanting to know the exact build I use for it. So I thought what better way to show that build off than to put it against some of the strongest Pokemon in the entire game. So I pretty much went online and started looking for random battles until I ran into a guy that had pretty much an entire legendary team. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this is the Scolipede I actually run usually. Now I actually do use the Scolipede in ranked battles and for competitive play in general. Scolipede is one of my favorite Pokemon, so I definitely wanted to have him in my team as soon as he was added to Sword and Shield. So it's an Anima Nature Scolipede with max EVs in attack and health, and it does have the speed boost ability. Now for item choice I usually run a weakness policy on it actually. And for the moveset I usually run Swords Dance, Mega Horn, Superpower, and Earthquake. So that's the Scolipede I usually use. That's the build I use. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video right here. Now I hope you guys do enjoy the battle. If you do, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments below and I'll be sure to get to them. And with that being said, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be dropping straight in the middle of the battle right here. But pretty much my opponent had led off with a shiny Keldeo, so I knew most of his team was probably going to be hacked after this. But the Keldeo actually went for an Air Slash, which kicked in my weakness policy, so I already have a +2 in attack immediately. And I went ahead and went for Swords Dance, so I have +4 in attack. And now that the turn ends, my speed boost kicks in, so in one turn my Scolipede pretty much set up on the Keldeo. So I go ahead and go for the Dynamax and try to fire off that Max Knuckle. So my Dynamax Scolipede is going to come out. Now I mentioned in a previous video, but shiny Scolipede is one of my favorite shinies of all time. It has a beautiful shiny coloring, and as soon as he was added for Sword and Shield, I knew I had to try to shiny hunt him and add him to my team. So I go ahead and fire off that Max Knuckle, and it actually one-hit KOs the Keldeo no problem. So that's one down, and I get another attack boost. So you can already see how broken Scolipede can be. And speed boost also kicks in, so here I have +5 in attack and +2 in speed, which is pretty ridiculous. So now my opponent's going to switch into a Necrozma, and it's actually the Necrozma fused with Lunala. So here I go ahead and fire off that Max Flutterby. Max Flutterby fires off, and it actually one-hit KOs in the Necrozma too, so that's 2 down.
Another one.
And my speed boost is going to kick in again, so I have +3 in speed, +5 in attack. So yeah, Scolipede can pretty much set up in one turn and pretty much sweep your entire opponent's team, no problem, once it gets a few attack boosts in. So now my opponent actually switches into a Melmetal. And Melmetal is fairly tanky, so I didn't know if I could one-hit KO it, but I still went for the Max Knuckle to get another attack boost, so I could definitely do it next turn. So my opponent actually goes ahead and Dynamaxes the Melmetal. So Dynamax Melmetal comes out. My Max Knuckle fires off, and it doesn't actually one-hit KO the Melmetal. Like I said, it is very tanky, but it does take out a good chunk of its health, so next turn I should be able to KO it. Now the Melmetal goes for a Max Steel Spike, and it actually does nearly take out my Scolipede, but I'm just tanky enough to survive the hit. And my speed boost kicks in again. So here I'm going to go ahead and go for the Superpower, hoping it'll KO this Melmetal before it could KO me. and obviously I outspeed it. My superpower lands and it KOs the Melmetal. So that's 3 down. And speed boost kicks in again. So by now my Scolipede will pretty much outspeed anything in the game and hit harder than just about anything else. Now the only problem you could ever run into using this set is pretty much something like a Trick Room, but those aren't too common in single battle, so as long as you're a single player you shouldn't have too much issue running into those teams. So now my opponent actually switches into a Mewtwo. Now I thought about what to use here for a minute, but I actually ended up deciding to go with Mega Horn. Even though it is only 85% accurate, so it does have a chance to miss. But my Mega Horn actually fires off, and it one hit KOs the Mewtwo. So that's 4 down.
Another one.
And speed boost kicks in again. So now my opponent actually goes into a Rillaboom. So again, I thought about it for a minute because I didn't know if I could risk Mega Horn missing for a second time. But in the end, I decided to go with Mega Horn again either way. I figure it's 85% accurate, so 8 out of 10 times it lands and KOs the Rillaboom. So I go for the Mega Horn. It actually does fire off and it one hit KOs the Rillaboom. So that's 5 down. And now my opponent's down to his last Pokemon. So here I pretty much have the game won, as long as it's not something extremely tanky that could tank one hit. And he actually goes into a second Necrozma, this one fused with a Solgaleo. And I'm going to go ahead and go for that Earthquake. My Earthquake fires off and it one hit KOs then in the second Necrozma, winning me the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully you saw how broken Scolipede can be if you use them correctly. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.